What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing my 2025 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoff predictions. I'm going to go through 10 drivers who I think will make the playoffs in 2025 and talk about the notable drivers who I think will not make the playoffs in 2025. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is the driver of the 11 truck for Tricon Garage, Corey Heim. Corey Heim was one of the strongest drivers of 2024. He picked up, I believe, 5 or 6 victories in the 2024 season. And going into 2025, he's one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the Truck Series title. I think he's going to be really strong throughout 2025. I think he's going to win quite a few races this year. And I think he's going to be a no-brainer for him to make the playoffs. He's going to be really strong on the short tracks, really strong on the intermediate tracks. I think that Corey Heim easily makes the playoffs for sure in 2025. The second driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is going to be the driver 34 truck for Farmer Motorsports Chandler Smith. After having some success in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, winning 2 races, he moves back down to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series competition. Chandler Smith is going into this year as one of the championship favorites. Front Row has been a championship caliber team the last couple of years, when Zane Smith, of course, won the championship in 2022. In the second half of the year, Lane Riggs was really strong. I expect Chandler Smith to have the pace and speed to contend on a week-by-week basis. I think he'll easily be able to win a couple races and make the playoffs in 2025. The third driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is their driver 98 truck for Thor Sport Racing, Ty Majeski. Ty Majeski's coming into this year as the defending champion, and Ty Majeski's made the playoffs pretty much every single year since he went back full-time truck competition in 2022. I think he'll win a race or two in 2025 most likely, and I think he's actually going to be the only Thor Sport driver that I think will make the playoffs this year because Thor Sport really struggled. But I think Majeski's going to be fast. He easily makes the playoffs for sure in 2025. The fourth driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is the driver of the 19 truck for McAnally Hilgeman, Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Hemrick is joining McAnally Hilgeman after being in the Cup Series full-time before calling racing. Hemrick is one of the favorites to win the title this year. I don't know if he's like the favorite like Corey Heim, but he's one that I think is going to have a really good chance and opportunity to win the championship this year. He's taken the 19 away from Christian Eckes, who of course moving up to Xfinity. I think Daniel Hemrick's going to be really strong. I think he's going to win a couple races most likely in 2025, and I think Hemrick will have the pace and speed to contend this year for the title. The fifth driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is a driver to 71 truck for Spire Motorsports, Roger Carew. Roger Carew in 2024 had a breakout season, picked up his first career NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series win, and made it to the round of 8 as well. I look for Roger to be a lot stronger in 2025. He showed a lot of great pace, a lot of great flair, and had some really good runs outside of that win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I think Spire is going to bring the pace and speed. I think Roger will have a really good truck and will be definitely a contender in the 2025 season for the title. The sixth driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is a driver to 38 truck for Farmer Motorsports, Lane Riggs. Lane Riggs in the first half of the year was not very good in 2024, but the second half of the year he was one of the fastest trucks. He won 2 of the final 8 or 9 races of the season and looked like a championship contender at the end of the year. I expect Farmer to bring that pace and speed that they're really looking at. I think Lane is going to be a true championship threat in the 2025 season. I think he's going to have pace and speed to contend in 2025. The seventh driver I have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is a driver of the 45 truck for Nice Motorsports, Caden Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt had really solid runs in 2024, and usually the driver works with Phil Gold. Usually is the fastest truck out there, and that's who Caden is going to be working with. Plus, he will be working, like I said, with Phil Gold. He also is coming off of winning a Snowball Derby a couple weeks ago. I think Caden's going to be fast this year. He was very impressive in 2024. One of the only niche drivers that really was fast throughout the season. I think Caden Honeycutt will be fast enough to easily make the playoffs in 2025. The eighth driver I'm making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is the driver of the 9 truck for CR7 Motorsports, Grant Enfinger. Grant Finger had a really good year in 2024. He picked up 2 wins near the end of the season, going back-to-back at Talladega and Homestead and making the championship 4. While I'm not sure I think he's going to be able to make the championship 4 this time around with the caliber of competition, I think Grant's going to be fast this year. He's going to be working with the same McAnally-Hogeman group as well, who brings a lot of the stuff over there for the team. I think Grant's going to be fast, and I think he'll easily be able to make the playoffs in 2025 with CR7. The 9th driver have making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is a driver of the 18 truck for McAnally-Hogeman Racing, Tyler Ankrum. Tyler Ankrum had a really solid year in 2024. He had a really good start to the year. At one point in 2024, he was leading the standings through the first few races of the year and actually showed some really solid pace and some pretty good consistency throughout 2024. I think there's a good chance he will win a race at some point in 2025. He had some great runs. He came close to winning a few races early in the year. There's a good chance he will have an opportunity to definitely have the pace and speed to make the playoffs in 2025. And the 10th and final driver that I'm making the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs in 2025 is the driver 17 truck for Tricon Garage, Gio Ruggiero. I think Gio Ruggiero is going to be the only other rookie that will make the playoffs this year, along with Caden Honeycutt. Gio is one of the few drivers coming up from the ARCA ranks that I really think has a chance to be really well. He ran really well in ARCA last year when he ran there, could have won a few races, won an ARCA East race early in the season. And I think Gio Ruggiero is a very talented race car driver, so I think that he's going to have the pace and speed throughout the year. I think Gio is going to be really one of those drivers that could be an outlier of getting in, but I think he will be able to make the playoffs in 2025 with Tricon Garage. So those are the 10 that I have making the playoffs. Let's talk about the drivers who I have missing in 2025. The first one I have is going to be Ben Rhodes. This is going to be a shocker considering Ben Rhodes has pretty much made the playoffs every single year since he went back down to truck competition in 2016. I think Ben Rhodes is a talented driver, but I'm not really trusting ThorSport right now. I think Rhodes is one that has a chance of getting in, but I just don't think that ThorSport will have the pace and speed to get it done. Next is Connor Mosack. Connor Mosack I almost put in this year. I think he had some really good runs with Spire in 2024, and I think he actually really improved as a driver in competition. But I'm just not sure about Connor being really strong on the short ovals and being really strong on anything outside of Kansas Speedway and other races, but I think he'll be solid. Next, Tanner Gray. Tanner Gray, I don't think has ever made the playoffs in truck competition. I could be wrong on that, but Tanner Gray, I just don't see a driver really moving up to that next level. He's really not done great. I think he'll have some decent runs this upcoming year, but I think he'll also struggle a little bit in 2025. Next, Matt Crafton. Matt Crafton, I think, missed the playoffs this year. He missed the playoffs in 2024, and I think of him getting a lot older at this point. I don't think he's going to have the pace and speed to contend as much as he has in previous years. I think his performance is starting to climb. I think he will definitely miss the playoffs in 25. Next, Matt Mills. Matt Mills had some decent runs in 2024. I know there's a good chance he could get in, but I don't trust the 42 team to have the consistent pace and speed. I don't think he's going to be quick enough. I think Matt Mills will miss the playoffs this upcoming year. Next, Christian Rose. Christian Rose, don't really trust him. He's going to Nice Motorsports. The team has been inconsistent when they've had 4 trucks. Don't trust Christian Rose a lot to run great. I think Rose will struggle a little bit. Next, Dawson Sutton. I think Dawson Sutton is going to miss the playoffs. I think he actually will do better than what Ty Dillon did with this equipment, but that's not saying much. I just don't really feel confident in Dawson Sutton getting it done. Next, Tony Breidinger. Look, it's really cool she's moving up to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series competition, but I don't think she's going to do great, to be honest. I don't think she'll do much better than what Dean Thompson did in this equipment, who's probably moving up to Sam Hunt Racing in Xfinity competition. I just don't think that Tony Breidinger is going to have the pace and speed to contend in 2025. So, those are my 2025 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoff predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your thoughts below and your predictions below for 2025. What are your Craftsman Truck Series playoff predictions? Let me know them in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, I'm going to have my updated look at the 2025 Daytona 500 interest, as we're around 50 days away from that at this point. Then on Monday, we'll probably be doing the Cup Series preview potentially, but there are also going to be some other content dropping, like top 10 anticipated races. I would also expect there's probably going to be a second video dropping on the channel on Sunday as well. There will also on Tuesday be the thank you video for 2024 and the goals video for 2025. And throughout the remainder of the offseason, we'll be talking about people like Haley Dean, Connor Zillich, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Carlos Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, Chandler Smith, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Carson Quavel, Junior Motorsports lawsuits of 2011 front row, Michael Jordan, among other things throughout the remainder, and Zane Smith too, among other things throughout the remainder of the offseason as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, buddy.